It was a cold October morning when Daniel Whitmore pulled the SUV into the overgrown driveway of the old Victorian house in Vermont. The branches of maple trees bowed low over the road, casting fractured shadows across the windshield. Claire sat in the passenger seat, her face pale, her hands tightly clenched on her lap. Ivy, their 8-year-old daughter, looked out the back window silently, clutching her stuffed rabbit with both arms. The house stood like it had been waiting. Paint peeled from its siding like skin. Shutters dangled. Yet something about it felt aware. Daniel turned off the engine. "Well, this is it." Claire didn't reply. She stepped out slowly, her boots crunching on the gravel. The air felt thick, like breathing through fabric. Inside, the house smelled like rot and time. The floorboards groaned with each step. Claire went to the attic for the first time. Dust danced in the beam of her flashlight. Old trunks, spiderwebs, a broken crib. Then she saw it, on the far wall, behind a wardrobe, a portrait. Dust-covered, cracked with age. The woman looked familiar. It was the same face Ivy had drawn on every page of her sketchbook. Claire touched the frame. A sudden burning sensation jolted her hand. She staggered back. The next night, Ivy woke screaming. "She's in my room! She's angry!" Claire ran to her, heart racing. Ivy pointed to the corner. "She says he buried them in the walls." Claire froze. "Who?" "The man, her husband. He said the house is alive. He gave it their baby." Daniel didn't believe any of it until he found the journal. It was buried beneath a floorboard in the basement. Leather-bound, brittle with time. The pages were filled with disturbing because entries. Daniel's great-uncle Leonard had died, leaving the property to him. No one really remembered him. He was the kind of family that disappeared from memory, like old photographs curling in an attic. They unpacked, trying to settle in. Claire hung a few of her paintings in the hallway. Ivy took the smallest room upstairs, the one with lace curtains and a window that looked directly into the woods. That night, Ivy spoke for the first time in hours. "Mommy," she said quietly, "the lady in the attic told me her name is Margaret." Claire turned. "What lady, sweetie?" "She says she used to live here. She misses her baby." Claire felt a chill crawl up her back. "It's just your imagination, Ivy. This house is really old." Ivy didn't respond. She turned toward the stairs, dragging her bunny behind her. Over the next few nights, things got strange. Footsteps echoed above their bedroom at night. Even though the attic was empty, Daniel checked on their own. Lights flickered. Ivy began sleepwalking, always toward the attic. One morning, Claire found her standing in front of the attic door, whispering, "What are you doing, Ivy?" "She says it's where the bad thing happened," Ivy replied, voice flat. That day, Claire went to the town library, hoping for some history. She met a gray-haired librarian with trembling hands. "You're staying in the Whitmore place?" she asked, almost dropping the book she was shelving. "Yes, we inherited it," Claire replied. "Why?" The woman hesitated. "They used to call it the house that remembers. No one stayed there long. They said it holds on to things." Claire spent hours digging through old records. She found something. A woman named Margaret Whitmore had lived there in the 1920s. Married, one son. In 1923, her husband and son vanished. Margaret was found covered in blood, wandering the woods. She was institutionalized. The case was never solved. The house remembers. She won't understand until it's too late. He said the child was necessary. A soul for a soul. The house needs to feed. Claire read the journal 3 times. Margaret wasn't mad. She was trying to protect her son from her husband. But he believed in something. An ancient ritual. A binding. He sacrificed their child in the basement. And when Margaret tried to stop him, the house took her in. From that night, the house changed. The walls bled. Ivy's voice deepened, speaking in a tongue no one understood. Furniture moved on its own. Daniel was thrown down the stairs by nothing. They tried to leave. The car wouldn't start. The front door locked itself. Claire screamed into the phone, but no one could hear her. One night, Ivy disappeared. Claire and Daniel searched everywhere until they heard it, humming from the attic. They climbed the stairs, the air growing thick and cold. Ivy stood in the center, eyes, figures formed in the shadows, transparent outlines of people. A man with hollow eyes, a woman cradling something invisible. A child with no mouth. Claire begged, "Let her go, please." The house groaned. Ivy collapsed. Suddenly, Claire understood. The house had learned to feed on memory, on grief, on pain. Leonard, the uncle who left them the house, had been the last in the bloodline. That's why he left it to Daniel. It needed new memory, new pain. Claire did the unthinkable. She carried Ivy down. She found the old symbols from the journal. She spoke the names. She screamed, not at the house, but at the ones it remembered. "I see you. I know what you did. Your story is over." The walls cracked. The floor split open. The house howled. A sound not made by wind or wood. Claire grabbed Ivy. Daniel ran behind them. They barely escaped before the entire structure collapsed inward, vanishing into a sinkhole of ash frozen and bone, her breath shallow. Ivy clung to her, trembling. From the dark closet, the braid swayed, slowly, like something breathing in the dark. And then, in a voice cold as the grave, it whispered, "You can burn the house, but not the memory." The lights flickered. The room went still. Because some homes don't need walls to haunt you. They only need a place inside your mind. The house never huddled in the woods, shivering. There was nothing left. No records, No portrait, no bones. Weeks later, back in the city, Ivy woke screaming again. Claire rushed in. Ivy's eyes were wide, tears streaming. She said she followed us. Claire turned to the closet. The door slowly creaked open. Inside, hanging from the bar, was a long, single, black braid. And the whisper came again. The house never forgets.